In the hospital 3 times.
Yeah, he had been. Yes, he had been quite often. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And but the trouble with it is that I think still that's nothing to do as a political.
No, no, no.
I think that still as in the Eastern Europe
Yeah.
there is not that efficient care for heart trouble people.
Yeah. You don't know it.
First, somehow for human being in itself is not as valuable.
No, that's true.
Otherwise they will give him more freedom.
Yes, yes.
Secondly, actually the medical science develops only really in countries not due to great talent,
No, no, no.
but to research. Research. That's why I think countries, England even, when you ask, for instance, Americans are very advanced in research, medical research.
Yes.
But you ask them, first, if something happens to me, I have some trouble, where shall I go? Say, only England. Some places in Switzerland. Nobody advises in France.
No, no, no.
Because France they have some great talents,
Yes.
but that doesn't advance so much.
No, no.
Medicine itself.
No, no.
Medicine it's better when it's a precise science, when they find out, even the research is not precise.
Yeah.
Today they research, they say the spinach is very good, and then 3 years later, spinach is out.
Yeah.
It's true.
Go to yourself. Did you leave Russia originally for political reasons, or did you?
No,
just,
no.
you just
Of course, it's not, you couldn't live for political reasons, Russia, at that time.
No.
Even now you can, but still you can, with the pressure from papers, from actors, people get, out. You know Mr. Horowitz, the pianist.
Yes.
And we used to play together.
Yeah.
And we came to Moscow. And we played with the conductorless orchestra. And nobody ever played with them. And we were very young after the revolution. Nobody played. There was a kind of famine, concert famine. Yeah. And he played the Rachmaninoff concerto one day, and I played the Glazunov concerto. Yeah. And that was a kind of a sensation, not because of our good playing. Yeah. Suddenly, they're young boys, gifted, and play well. With the conductorless orchestra, we had 2 rehearsals, played very well.
Yeah.
And somehow, at the second concert, came the foreign minister of fine arts, Professor Lunacharsky. He was professor of art or history in Boston University. And then he's a communist. He was the old guard with Lenin, with Krasin, with those people. And he wrote about our concert. And it's called Children of Soviet Revolution. And we were made young Soviet artists. Without voting.
Yeah.
Then from that moment, every time there was a big communist meeting of a great importance, we were asked, like some important artists like Ballerina Geltzer, the old one, and the Stradivarius Quartet, the Michael Chekhov that we went eventually to Hollywood, and we performed. That was kind of a elite of the performing artists for almost as a Communist Party or Soviet government.
Yes.
We heard Lenin announced the net new economic policy. I heard Trotsky talking to the graduates from the Frunze Military Academy. We never talked to them, no, we never. But one day, I don't remember which meeting, because we already created a little bit motion, commotion about, because no artist from foreign lands came.
No.
We were the great geniuses then, you see. Yeah. There was no competition. Can you imagine you play tennis by yourself? You always become you'll be the greatest tennis. Yeah. That's what we were. I must say we were very good, because in Russia we didn't have anything much. We practiced.
Yes.
No, now people are less serious.
Yes.
Still, one day we played I think it was near Prostroy, that's a big dam like a
yes.
They made it, Trotsky organized that as Somnarkhoz, and there was a kind of a big reception someplace, I don't remember exactly.
Yes.
And there was, this thing was made by the famous engineering company of America, Cooper.
Yeah.
And also some Russian engineering. And they made it, it was big ado. And I remember Trotsky talked, some other people that I don't know, didn't know. And there was a general, eventually was eliminated, liquidated later by Stalin. Big general, he wouldn't come here in this room. Big. He's the general of the Tsarist regime.
Yeah.
But he was serving the Red Army, and he came with a letter saying that Tavarish Trotsky, his Comrade Trotsky, would say that he would mind if you both boys go to Europe for study and playing to show that we Soviets are not only materialists, but we only produce talented young boys.
Yes. Yeah.
This was not product of the Soviet Revolution, but still it was kind of like they produced Bolshoi Ballet, it was not, or the Hermitage, or the collection of this all past glory.
Yes.
But I don't say that we were a glory, but it was some kind of a result of past education of practices. And it was said that we, the Reverend Soviet, which is military, defense minister, I don't know, has nothing against the comrades Horowitz and Milstein going out of the country for 2 years for purposes of study and musical propaganda.
Yes.
And we're still there here.
Yes.
But there was a moment we want to go back.
Yes.
Many years ago, it was we left 25, at 27 at the time came that we very often came to Paris. There was a Bulgarian ambassador. He was a Russian ambassador, but he's Dr. Rakovsky, very famous man. He looked like Baldwin, very good, wonderful. And when we came there, and it was nice because he had 2 lovely daughters, and everybody tried to flirt. But we were very young, we didn't know how. But anyway, he said, no, you stay here. He didn't show the capitalists still the quality of our young artists. Right? We stayed.
And you stayed.
And then 29, we had to go back. But 29, we already tasted the pleasures of the Western freedoms and possibilities, you know.
Yeah.
You play, you get money, you buy anything you want, you spend. You know what, that's very nice for a young person. Besides that, it was already time when the Soviet government, due to Stalin, I think, became very much more despotic.
Yeah.
They used to take the Russian immigrants from the streets in Paris and send them back to Russia. Yeah. And of course they would not do it for artists, for young people, but political generals, they were afraid of them, you know. And then it was a different ambassador, Dovgalevsky. And when we came there, now you have to go back to make civil military service. Well, we didn't like it. We still didn't like it. You know, that's how they. Yeah. But it's not that it's not political actually. Yeah. We left. We would pay. It doesn't mean that we didn't want to go. But we never dreamt of going.
Do you regret ever not going back? I mean.
Oh, I regret.
I mean, from your homeland.
No, I regret the reasons why I didn't go back.
Yeah.
Because I could go back and play.
Yeah.
But I will not go back because I don't like that. As foreigners go, they are not Russians. They don't understand the situation. They always say, the Russian will be better off. No. It's a camouflage socialism, it's camouflage communism, which it isn't.
No.
What kind of a communism? You have no right to anything. Only everything the whole government has right.
Yes, yeah.
That's not.
You've never been back to play? No.
I don't need it.
No.
But foreigners, they are so flattered with the Soviet because, you know, the Europeans a little bit degenerate, I'm sorry to say that. They love, it's like a woman, she loves the big strong man that rapes her.
Yeah.
First it was the Germans. The French loved the Germans because they raped Europe.
Yeah.
Every time you will see somebody I know, because a French manager said, Mr. Michelin, would you like to play L'Amoureux Orchestra? It's a wonderful conductor, Mr. Schmidt. I said, never heard of him. The fact that it was German is supposed to be a genius.
Yeah.
Now it's the same thing with Russian.
Yes, that's right.
It gets kind. Every time you have an American or French, Italian good violinist, nobody, or pianist, people say very good. Yeah. Now it's better.
Yeah. How long have you lived in London, in fact?
You see, I really don't live here. My
Yeah.
wife lives here, and I come to visit her.
I see.
But I
It's your-
really rarely here.
Yes.
And most of the time on the continent or in America.
Yes, yes.
Now more on
yes.
the continent because I don't fly, that's what I don't go.
Yeah.
But already 6 years
Yes.
we have this.
And before that, were you in America? Or
Oh yes, always.
Yes.
But
yes.
I've also been stayed in Paris 2 years.
Yes. Yes.
And before Paris 2 years, we had a house, rented house, 82 Chester Square.
Oh, did
That's
you?
the last, or
Yes, yes,
before
the
that,
outside,
there was
yes.
kind of a journalist, Arnold, is it possible?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Sometimes, and that's even that's a round indication.
This wasn't the house Lina Landi had, was it her?
No.
Was
She was
next
next
one. Yes, I couldn't
yeah.
remember. Yes.
Yeah, she sold it.
Yes,
No,
I-
this was how belonged to a man which was a very small fellow, and he was the king of carpets. That's why the carpets are so wonderful. Every room, Mr. What's his name?
Lord?
Uh,
Cyril Lord, no.
Cyril Lord.
Right, yes, that
Well,
was.
you say that, you see, you are really
I remember him.
cultured person.
Tell me, and then when you went out of Russia, you formed a duo then with Horowitz, didn't you? You formed, you played with Horowitz a lot or not?
Never.
No.
We played a lot in Russia.
Yeah.
Here, no.
No, not at all. But you had a trio. But you had a trio. didn't
No. Never. That's how people, that's how wrong things come to
Yes,
be.
that's what I thought. I
We
read that.
have even a photo there. We made once, big together, at almost the same age.
Yes, that's right,
It's a
yeah.
question of 2-3 months.
Yeah.
All Russians, all kind of without a country. And when we came to America to play, a year or two later, there was an organization, the Musicians Emergency Fund, and they wanted us. Mr. Black is my wife.
Hello, how do you do? Very glad to meet you. Glad to meet you. Thanks.
And they asked us to play. It was a benefit concert.
Yes, yes.
Eventually we made many concerts because my wife was the vice president of that organization.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know, I think they organized, did they make the Musicians Emergency
Musicians Emergency Fund, yes.
here also? No?
No,
Do you remember
in
if they...
America. I was in the commission of the
And that we made a concert.
Yeah.
We played Brahms, Beethoven, and Rachmaninoff. And Rachmaninoff was delighted because we were friendly with him.
Yeah.
He allowed even, because this trio is not very wonderful, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know the trio Rachmaninoff.
Yes.
And he allowed, not very good, no. But at least if something is not good, it's like a poison. At least a little bit of it, he will not die.
No, no.
That's why he decided that's a good reason. And he himself got 20 minutes out of it.
Yes, yes.
But he was so, I don't blame him. He wanted to be on the program with Brahms, especially this point of view, Beethoven, of course. He didn't admire so much. You know, I admired Brahms, but didn't like him. But that's the only time he played. I played with Pichigorsky very often in America, the Brahms.
Yes, yes.
We made even kind of a doubtful recording. No,
Yes.
good playing, but...
When did you, I was going to ask you next, when did you start recording? When was your first record? It's well back in the days of 78.
Not so old. Consider I'm 70. I started about when I was 55.
Oh, did you? You didn't make records?
Well, I made the first recordings when I came out of Russia here, when Horowitz made this sonata here.
Yes.
With Mr. Geisberg.
Yes, yes, yes.
You don't remember him.
No, but I know who you
You
mean.
don't.
Yes.
And I made 6 caprices of Paganini.
Oh, yes.
But they were so terrible.
Yes.
There were some brilliant moments, but we didn't release.
No,
I
right.
have some place recording.
Yeah.
Very bad one.
Yeah.
Scratch and everything.
Yeah.
But that was many years ago,
Yes.
1929.
Yes.
No, I started to record with Capitol,
Yes.
and it was about 22 years ago.
Yes, that's right. I remember those records. Yes.
That's 22 years ago. I made something to them. I made some good ones and some bad ones. And I think the Bach sonatas are very good.
Yes.
The other ones were very fast, very often.
Yes, the older set. Yes, yes.
But I really, the quality of sound also different. I was in Paris and a lady has my old recordings, and the Deutsche Grammophon sent me kind of a sample of it. And I listened to it, really unbelievable.
Yes, it's very good. Yes.
Very, they sing violin.
Is it? So playing with the same round. Yeah.
Of course, it's not only my training. A little bit also, because you see, I mellow a little bit, and then I don't want to do things at all costs, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Because you can't do it Bach, because Bach doesn't need absolutely an accent when it's in. That's the overall conception that counts.
Yeah.
But when you're young, you think a little accent here would help.
Yeah.
No, it's not. That makes it only heavy.
Yeah.
The romantic music was sometimes very indispensable. But and I hear, but not everything. Some things are very good then even.
Yeah.
Slow movements, phrasing is good.
Yeah.
But no comparison, I think, unless I make a mistake.
Yeah,
You can make. I made the medicine concerto, which I think is wonderful performance, but little fast.
Yeah. Too fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a danger in that work, isn't it? Yeah.
But you know why it's fast. I know. I don't feel it. Otherwise, I would.
No, take the step.
I don't feel it.
Yeah.
But when you record,
Yeah.
if you're nervous, you're tense, and the conductor doesn't know what to do, but to make it play together,
Yeah.
you find a solution. Because I play very often. See, the last movement, if the conductor doesn't know exactly how to beat it, something will pop up. He does too much this.
Yeah.
And there is then what the flute or the clarinet, when they think you pop, 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 pop. If they are you pop, 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 pop. But he does it. And he controls them. And that's why they lack back, or they go too much uneven. And this I can't, because I have to be even.
Yeah.
Then I say it, and I play a little more a la breve.
Yeah.
It's good. I think last movement is not so bad, even if it's fast.
No.
Because the question is, the tempo is relative here. It's question the character, scherzo. It is scherzo.
Yeah.
Clean, never rushing.
Yeah.
What bothers me, the beginning of the first movement.
Yeah.
It stays appassionato, but not agitated.
Yeah, that's right.
I mistook, but I know the form.
Yeah.
But I hope the Brahms will be. I mean Brahms. I hope
Yes.
it will be not.
Yes.
Yes, of course, Brahms.
With Joachim, is that?
Joachim.
Yes, he's very good in Brahms.
Every conductor is good. On this day.
In that work, I mean?
No. All the conductors are always good.
Why?
Why? Look how many conductors in the world are good conductors now.
Yeah.
You know how many good violinists or pianists are?
Yeah.
Why is it?
I don't know.
I know. You know if you think a little.
Yes.
Because they don't have to play.
No, they don't actually play.
They don't even have to know the music as well.
No, of course they don't. No.
It's like, for instance, I know almost every Russian poetry, Pushkin, Lermontov, Grigoyev.
Yeah.
If you recite, I will tell you when it's wrong, but
Yeah.
I will not recite right either myself.
No.
That's the difference to be able to play,
Yeah.
or write it down,
Yes.
or the other thing to conduct.
Yeah.
You know, that comes,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You
Yes,
know that.
Yes.
It's a tune.
Yeah.
But for many conductors, even Joachim, they don't know the music itself. They don't know how to explain so that solist hears the orchestra knows what to do.
Yeah.
Orchestra should be given free way of doing things. They have to follow the solist, not the baguette. It's not true.
No.
I almost left when we recorded in Vienna with Joachim. Because I'm sorry, maybe he's a good, great conductor. I don't know how. He's not talented.
Yeah.
Most of them don't. I think the talented man is Karajan, but he's not terribly serious.
Yeah.
He's a talented.
Oh, it's talented, yeah.
He's extraordinary.
Yeah.
Zubin Mehta is
Yes,
great talent.
yes.
But he's also a little superficial. They all,
He's a bit superficial.
he always repeats his faults also.
Yeah.
But fault, he could improve so that, don't tell me that's all.
No, I won't put it in.
Don't put things
What do you like recording, or do you find it very
I don't like
being tense? No.
No.
Many artists don't.
Yeah, actually don't like recording.
No.
But it's part of professional life. You can't do it without.
No.
And I didn't record because I didn't like for 10, 8
No.
years. And one review after my concert says, "What a pity Mr. Milstein never records."
Yeah.
He forgot that I recorded even.
Yes.
I made some good recordings also.
Yes, because you did some EMI, didn't you? Before?
EMI, that's the same year. After all, EMI bought the Capitol.
Yes.
Then they changed the label.
Of course they did, yes.
They made Angel.
Yeah.
I made Brahms concerto. Last concerto here in London was very good.
With who was that?
With the New Philharmonia.
Yeah. Oh yes.
I don't remember who conducted.
Yeah.
Then I made some Saint-Saëns and chansons here.
Yes.
And but now Deutsche Grammophon, they record well. They have good recording.
And you say you want to do more chamber music. I read
No.
with them. You wanted to chamber music with them. I read that in the. No, especially no.
I'm not chamber music. I like solo. I want to show myself.
Yes,
If I can't stand, I don't play at all. Chamber music I play here.
Yeah. What else do you? No, but in sonatas, do you want to do that too?
Oh yes, not specifically sonatas.
No.
You see, the violin sonatas, the pure exceptions, they are not great.
No.
Entre nous, between us, if you take Beethoven's sonatas,
Yeah.
there are two sonatas that are worthwhile really playing.
Yes.
If you consider the genius of Beethoven.
Yes.
His genius expresses very modestly in the violin literature.
That's true.
Except the violin concerto, this is
Yes,
great.
of course. Yes.
But because there is also an orchestra with it.
Yes.
But with the piano, he was obviously a pianist, and for violin, is always violin very often plays syncopated. But it's not the way to play violin.
No.
To play. Of course, Brahms. But you see, Brahms also, it's not. I think Schubert is a great man for the violin and piano. Everything he writes for violin and piano is beautiful.
Yes, very beautiful. Not played very often. But what works do you want to record, and what particularly have you in mind?
All right, they can be anything you want to record, I record.
Yeah.
I'm not so anxious to record. It's something very interesting.
Yeah.
But I think, from point of view of composition, Glazunov is more interesting than everything was composed in the last 30 years for violin. I don't speak about Alban Berg, but no.
Yeah.
But all those
Yeah.
occasional violin concertos, like Giancarlo Menotti, or with my respect, even Benjamin Britten.
Yeah.
That's not comparable with Glazunov.
Yeah.
But everybody turns away from Glazunov. Why?
Yeah. I don't know. Wow.
It's a very, very wonderful composition.
Yes, it's France music in it. Huh?
It's very good,
Yeah.
well composed, heavy orchestration, but some of it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't make it because, as a matter of fact, people like it, and young people like it, and they don't like it in the sense only because show off. There is not much show off. You play Sarasate, Wieniawski.
Yes, yes, right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, that's
it's not
very
only
show
show off. It is show off from the sense because it's very well written.
Yes, yeah.
It's not a pyrotechnics. There's a polyphonic moments of very wonderful violin.
And Sibelius, you play the Sibelius?
Must I tell you the truth?
Yes, come on.
I would like to play, but I can't stand it. Three quarters of it, I can't stand it.
Interesting.
I can't stand the last movement. I can't stand it when the Petrucci starts there in the first movement. Just say, why is that?
Yeah.
It's my fault.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Everybody has that. What concertos do you most like playing these days? I mean, apart from the classical, obviously the Brahms and Beethoven.
I would like to play Alban Berg.
Yes. It's very difficult.
See, I can't play only because I know the music. You have to play so that your music is so in your blood.
Yeah.
It's like somebody that knows wines. Something is wrong, little bit, he knows it.
Yes.
But if I play, I will do wrong, I will not even notice it so much.
Yeah.
See, that's why I have no time to do that.
Yeah.
And it will take me 20 years to do it.
Yeah.
I can to play tomorrow. I was first to play a concert.
Yeah.
My pupil commissioned the Alban Berg and Schoenberg. It's Louis Krasner.
Oh,
I might have received a letter from him because he has my violin that I...
Krasner?
Louis Krasner.
Yes, I know.
He's now in Syracuse University.
Yeah.
And he paid for the right to play for 2 years with the orchestra, first performance.
Yeah.
But he came to Paris when I stayed at that time, and he played for me because I was very smart with fingerings,
Yeah.
the difficult passages. I used to find a way to make it less difficult.
Yeah.
And he was attracted by that.
Yeah.
But he came, and we practiced, and by doing that, I knew the concerto. And they said once I played in a kind of a musical club, very avant-garde, was called Revue Musicale. in Paris. They were very famous, Thomas Doyle, Millet, Milot, and all the Schneider, all the people, most of them dead now. They used to run kind of like a serenade, like some organization that shows the achievements of new composers, or even for that matter, they used to, like even if you play something that was not known, but even classical or romantic, you know. And once I played there, I played Prokofiev concerto, and 3 pieces by Szymanowski, and Mr. Prunier, who was the head of it, he says, why don't you bring something? Don't you know a concerto? I said, but one day I told that Mr. Krasner about it. He said, why don't you play with the piano there? I don't mind, he said. Because he wanted to play before the great public, of course. That's why. And he did. But this was, I would never undertake to play that before the Royal Festival Hall or Carnegie Hall or in Paris someplace. But it was kind of a homemade music, which you don't have to even do perfectly. To provide a kind of illustration of what happens. And I played it. But Albenberg, not Schoenberg, very difficult.
Very
Actually, it's very sensible in a way for somebody that wants to know what you can do with composing, but it's unsensible, not very sensible for violin.
Yeah.
You see, people very often, you can't. For certain music, you have to invent an instrument. I think, I talked to Pierre Boulez, he came here, he said, no, in this place. I said, the trouble is with avant-garde music, that there is no instrument for the avant-garde music. You can't tell me that that's great avant-garde music when you take a piano and somebody plucks these strings. Or you take the violin and start to hit, because Mozart did once in his Turkish violin concerto, hit for a minute or so with the wood. I was in the concert, the Rubinstein played beautifully, by the way. Wonderful, expensive orchestra sits there, and somebody composed a symphony that is only for the drummer. And the BBC drummer was a white-haired man, an age already. He drummed so long that it became, like in the play Topaz, when he became so red, purple red, and I told everybody thought he will have a heart attack.
Yeah.
And next to me was a great Milstein of music in London, a nice fellow, but he said, don't you think it's fantastic? I said, what's fantastic? No, I think it's not fantastic. First, fantastic doesn't indicate quality. Right? It can be fantastic bad. But I said, I don't find why the good orchestra, a good violinist play very often, they have a good instrument. They have to play wait for 40 minutes, at the end he turns the bow, he hits the violin with a bow. It's lack of, that will never create music. I say to Boulez, if there wouldn't be before composers, instruments for popular things, there would never be great music.
Yeah.
You have to create first the instruments. All right, make casseroles, but create something that there will be a harmony created with the instrument. Yes. Most of the composers come out of the instrument of expression, violin, or flute, or organ, or even the orchestra. That's still an instrument, you know.
Yeah.
But they very often. For instance, you hear all kinds of new noises. First, I don't find that so interesting very often. They would be interesting in the overall big picture.
Yeah.
There are some interesting noises, but sounds. But by itself, sound is not necessarily music.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would be surrounded by music. It's not.
Yeah.
I told Boulez, he agreed, because he is intelligent. But only, like all of those people, they're opportunistic. Now that he can conduct, he makes money, he plays, and obviously he must like Haydn, otherwise he conducts very well Haydn.
Yeah.
I like it. Because he conducts with good orchestras.
Yeah.
They don't need him. But the thing is that I talk too much. All right, I stop.
Right, there you go.
Yes, I do.
Do you do much recital work? Recital work as well as concerto work?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
But I mostly recite.
Mostly recital.
But see, I don't I don't play here for many reasons. Because first, I supposed to play in December, the 17th, 16th of December last, and now the 23rd of March with Zubineta. And I was just angry because I said I accepted for Zubineta. And I have to come from the continent, and I don't fly. For me to come here with a boat, it takes me all day long, because sometimes you get seasick in March. And they tell me, Mr. Mehta will not be able, but Mr. Foster, something like that. And I say, who is Mr. Foster? And they say, oh, he's a great genius. You see, every day you know about the conductor genius. But the pianist, violinist, singers, very rare. True.
Yes.
That's really.
So are you playing? Are you playing?
No, I can't play. I don't want to play with. I wouldn't be able to do it anyway.
No.
Because I had to come from Germany. I play in Germany 11 concerts.
Yeah.
And I play in Switzerland 3 concerts. I'm going now very soon.
Yeah.
And I had to come especially for one concert, but play.
So why don't you play more here? Oh, really?
They're all different reasons also, because my accountant said also, there is a new law now, and if you are too active, they will consider that you are, listen, everybody says, I don't want to do that. I played enough already. Not so much in England, but I did play. But I would like to play here, because I like to, after the concert, party, people come.
Yes.
Have to
But
go
in
out.
Germany, what will you be playing on the tour?
Oh, and now I play with orchestras, like with Beethoven. I play 3 concerts with Beethoven, not at the same time. I play Beethoven, sometimes happens. Isaac plays now Beethoven Mendelssohn. I will go to the concert if I'm not leaving. It's Stern.
Yes, I know.
I like him. And I played Dvorak.
Yes.
This, by the way, I have to practice. I didn't play long time. Then I play recitals. That's why I played. I played the Kreutzer Sonata, Bach Partita in D minor, and the Schubert Rondo.
Yes.
And the thing that I made myself up, Paganignana.
And who do you play with usually? I mean, who
Not usual, no. I played with one that made a great success here. He got a prize in Tel Aviv, Emmanuel S.
Yes.
I played with him in America, and then he came with me. We played in Germany and in Vienna last year, in March.
Yeah.
But I played with this. This is very good pianist.
Yes, Kunemacher.
Oh,
It's
wonderful.
very good, yeah.
But the other one, wonderful. I like it because the other one is a sensational success here.
Yes,
I think,
yes, I had him, yes. Okay.
Did you find it also like the way everybody says? Or,
I thought he was good. I wasn't so overwhelmed by him, no.
I think you're right. You know why? I love him.
Yeah.
Because you see, there is, if you consider there is a young talent, yes. But if you hear the second or third time, you see the talent is there, but the performance is still not on the scale of great artists.
No, I agree, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I agree.
And when he came here, I told him, look, Manuel, you have to work hard, to think. Don't leave yourself exposed to managers who will tell you, oh, you have a great career. A great career starts and then it freezes, unless you develop. The same thing with conductors.
Yes,
Did you notice that all the conductors, the promising conductors, somehow they stopped. They never developed the name of Toscanini, Furtwängler, Thomas Beach, and Bruno Walter. No, but why? Because they start too early and they become now, it's very commercial. Because at that time, people stayed like Thomas Beach. I mean, he was already glamour. He stayed in Halle. I played with him, made the tour.
Yeah.
He practiced always with orchestra. And then Furtwängler was always in Berlin or in Leipzig. Now, because Minneapolis Orchestra goes to Japan. The small third-rate orchestra of Strasbourg, they go to Japan, to Russia. Because they don't develop. The same thing with solists. And the conductors, the same thing. I think that's this now that the big industry of music is not very good for the musical art. It's good for the artist because he pays more, he gets more money. I agree with that, you know. But I think you can't do artistic, really artistic, 100%. Even if it doesn't come out completely. But devotion is very important. You feel immediately. You see, he is devoted. But he is devoted as a young poodle, you know, the dog, the poodle. He runs, he runs, but he is not devoted the way a man is devoted to a religion.
No.
That's what you have to have.
Yes, yes.
That's why he will never refuse a concert. Obviously, he will be offered to play, he will play.
Access is access.
Of course. It's not his fault. He's very nice person.
Yeah.
But this one, he made his second prize in Leeds.
That's right.
You know.
Yes,
But he's different. He doesn't care because he says that we modern, right? But he doesn't want to be career that you have to sacrifice yourself.
No.
He's not a type like that.
No.
He loves music. You tell him something, he will practice. But the thing is, you have to be very ambitious for that. But I think Manuel acts is wonderful. About how profound his talent is, this I can judge.
No.
But I know when he plays, before he came to play the last year, the Chopin, he came 3 times here. It was not very good, the slow movement.
No.
It was very free, but didn't have...
The tension part.
No, because it was not well constructed. Slow movement, though, it's very free. It should be.
Yes.
The freedom is only there noticeable. You can be free if there is a law.
Yes.
Then you go against the law, gracefully. But you have to have. When you say, you emphasize that move should be there, like Rubinstein does it. Beautiful.
Yes.
This movement. I don't know everything, but when Rubinstein, this is like a rock of expression. And I told him, don't do it. He said, but let's not free. I said, that's freedom. Freedom if you free to do in frame of something that is constructed. Or if there is no... You see, recitative is not freedom.
No.
Recitative is in itself is form. It's not a rubato. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he played people, some critics say, oh, wonderful, that is so. He wrote me a letter, wonderful. But because he's gifted, you have to tell him.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it will take him 15 years before he comes to that point. But Rubinstein also didn't play that way when he was 20.
No, he didn't.
You can't remember, I remember.
Yeah,
Not that he was 20, I was born approximately.
Yeah. But he says himself, when he was 30, he didn't play well.
He did not away, excuse me, he didn't practice. And he was so busy with, as he said, with champagne and caviar, but it was not necessarily champagne, it was beer and sausages.
Yes.
Well, that sounds better in a book, champagne.
What about the partitas? Did you particularly want to record the partitas again?
I did record.
Yeah, I know, yes. But I mean, did you
yes, I wanted.
Yes.
But I made everything, 3 partitas, 3 sonatas, I recorded everything.
Yes, I know.
No, I like them, but that's the thing that I like best of all for
Yes.
First, I think there is no better music generally. You can find something that is warmer, like Schubert sometimes for you, sometimes. But from point of view of violin, there's nobody except Paganini, but Paganini didn't write as well as this.
Yeah.
But like his fugas, the good fugas that he wrote, the C major or the Bach Chaconne, but Paganini didn't develop violin.
Yeah.
He did find some tricks that are above that.
Course.
But the polyphonic, that's violin, the chords, the harmonies, everything is possible due to Bach. Nobody ever developed, I think. I think two men, but not in the same degree, are developed the violin. They were not originator of something, like with Bach, or Vivaldi, Gimignani, the older ones. But Bach contributed extraordinarily for polyphonic music for violin. And Paganini also, even polyphonic a little bit, but not in the sense that Bach. It was very often a trick, which is very important. Why not? I don't see why should the violinist that can do it, why shouldn't he show off? But with the purpose of, actually, it's a bunk, like the people say in America, you dedicated to music. Who is dedicated to music? But is that dedication to music if you try to play well the violin? I find there's no dedication to music, and I have doctors that play all the time second violin, all right, but they play out of tune. They play chamber music in Chicago. They're always out of tune. They say, Maury, practice before you come. You have 2, 3 professionals, and the rest are not. And he doesn't practice. I say, what kind? It's not devotion. You don't love music, because if you love music, if you love your wife, you like wife be clean, healthy, and everything, right? Why don't you like play clean? It's true. It means it's a kind of a hobby.
Yes.
But you go and take even the other one is even maybe more constructive in a way. The puzzles you do.
Yes, yes.
If a man likes the Schubert quintet or quartet, or he tries to play it well.
Yes, yes, of course. Do you play then in Chicago? When is this? When you play chamber music there?
Oh, very often.
Really?
In America, I play more than here, of course, in Europe, because it's a comfort. But if I stay, I don't know, if I go to Pittsburgh, for instance, and in every American orchestra, there is always chamber group, symphonietta or something. They're very, very good musicians.
You do that?
Chicago Orchestra is wonderful symphonietta, glorious. Yeah. We always come to Dr. Kotl. Half of them great surgeons, they play. But some of them, one of them, he died not long ago, brain specialist, and he was practicing. He loved music. But Dr. Kotl, I said, look, Mr. Van Bruggen likes, he practices, he has a beautiful Montagnana, he comes, he prepares everything. Yeah. Well, you play with professionals, you can't go around, you have to wait for them, you always tell him to... That's even worse, because the second violin, if one has to come up with something. And I never say that except as jokingly. I said, no, you didn't practice much. He said, no. I can't tell, because he's...
There's some truth in it, yeah.
Because he is busy.
Busy with his work.
But still, the other man is busy. He's operating on the brain. I saw, I dropped, I almost was dead. I saw he practiced with this Mr. Van Bruggen played, and so 3 in the morning. And I said, how will you surgeons go around operating in the morning when you don't sleep? He said, oh, by the way, do you want to see how it's done? I said, yes. Completely not realizing what it's all about. And he comes to me, he went home, and we went home at 3 o'clock. He was at my place at 4:04. He said, do you have something? He said, no. Let's go around, there is a coffee shop open. He has a big, wonderful car. We went to the hospital, Reese Hospital in Chicago, and at 8 o'clock he operated brain. Beautiful operating room, everything. And he took all the time, we played the octet by Schubert. And he was talking also about second thing about Schubert, he sang, and I said, doctor, how about the patient? He said, oh, everybody's taking care. The nurses and the head nurse. And then eventually he said, come on now, we have to do it. The 5 minutes to 8, he comes in, he washes his hands, he's blue, awful color. And I see a man sitting in a chair, sleeping. But sitting, everything is tight. Like in thing that they put in the gas. And it's all pale yellow, like a dead, like a mask. And then I see, I had a sentiment that something terrible will happen. And I see somebody brings a wire, like a copper wire, red wire, thin, and puts here around. And all young girls do that. The old lady that's the supervisor, she says, all right, don't move. And the doctor doesn't even, he speaks about Schubert. And then suddenly, he says, go on. And the old lady sits like this, and the young girl puts a switch. And you hear, for about 10 seconds, she puts the switch back. Then the old lady comes, takes the crown, he puts it on the table. At that moment, obviously they took me away, I fainted. And I was upstairs in a room, they gave me all kinds of medicine. But it's not only that what I saw, but the idea that it's so, maybe it's too professional for me. How can you do things like that? Of course, they know what they're doing. He was a famous man, this Van Bruggen. And when I saw this, well, I almost I can think now, but if I really concentrate on what was there.
Do you never fly? Do you say you never fly?
No, but I think I'll go because next year I have to go to America. I want to go to America because I will not go much anywhere. But when I promised I will go, I promised this year actually.
Yeah.
I said, no, and I will go, then I will fly maybe.
So difficult to go otherwise, isn't it now?
Now there's no, last time it was 1973, I went by France, which doesn't exist anymore.
No.
Queen Elizabeth still the second exists, but it's not, I maybe will be able to go there, but coming back, I want to come back, I don't want to stay 6 months.
Yeah.
I stayed 6 months, of course I was active, and I was even giving lessons at the Juilliard school there. But I don't want to spend 6 months in America. Not that I like it, especially New York, I love that. But I like to be here in Europe, But Bach, I love to play Bach. I never the concert without Bach.
No.
For about 40 years.
No.
See, I actually, Sigeti was, but Sigeti played only, I know he used to play sonatas, because nobody before him played in sonatas or partitas, only one movement. Hafiz used to play only Chacon or Adagio, Christ used to play Gavotte, something. Sigeti was the only one that played once in Carnegie Hall, recital. In this recital he played the G minor sonata, and then he played the second time he played the B minor partita. But I already did in Pittsburgh and in New York, in Metropolitan Museum, 35 years ago, all Bach sonatas, violin alone. And from since then, every time I'm in New York, I play Bach.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I play even with the project, with orchestra also. I don't speak about Philharmonic or recitals, but but the Metropolitan Museum, they have 2-3 series.
It's very good. It's very good place.
Very
Very
good.
good acoustic.
You know it?
Yeah.
Oh, no. So then, it's in front of my hotel, I stand up hotel.
Yeah.
No, but this I like. And then in Pittsburgh, I played 3 times. In Vienna, and again I played in Vienna very often, Salzburg. In Salzburg I had to play the recital with my pianist. The pianist said, no, the Fenice, the theater doesn't want to give me permission to go. And I called up the Festspiele direction in Salzburg and said, I can't come because my pianist. He said, no, forget it, play by yourself. Not the Schlamterei, that's the Austrian. And since then I always played by myself. I saved money also, not paid the pianist. That's not the reason. No, but I really love it. Because you see, when you play Bach, you will not believe it. In places like Viareggio, certainly not the musical center, or Livorno, I played Bach twice. It was better. They would not ask me to play second time if they wouldn't like the first time. Let us speak about my playing, but the idea of Bach itself. If you like music, you must find quality in Bach and be attracted. It's a different attraction than the play Tchaikovsky, but it's stronger attraction. I personally am not thought I'm attracted with the Tchaikovsky violin concerto.
I see your pictures here. Did you play a lot with Toscanini?
Not a lot, no, because we came to, I played 3 times with him.
Yeah.
But one series, before he left Philharmonic.
Oh yes, before he
there was always Thursday, Friday, and Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
But I played 3 times, we had 3 rehearsals.
Yeah.
And the rehearsal in his house after dinner, he was doing like that with one hand, with one finger. He couldn't play piano, but he knew. He was a great conductor.
Yeah, so he knew what was going on.
Yes, he's a great conductor. And
Kreisler.
that's Kreisler.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, don't forget, I'm all good Rachmaninoff, that's my prize. Because Rachmaninoff, I adored him.
Yeah.
And Rachmaninoff wrote it on his photograph because he used to be on the other side of the Filbachstätterse, near Lucerne. And he had a house, and I used to rent a villa at Bürgenstock. And Zigorski used to come, and Horowitz used to come, Isai Dobravin, I don't know if you know.
Conductor.
Wonderful.
Yes, marvelous conductor.
Not only conductor, but wonderful.
Man.
He looked like Pushkin.
Yes.
And we used to come, Rachmaninoff, we used to go by car, all to his house to play, dine, eat Russian food. It's lovely villa. And it took 15 minutes to go from Birkenstock down, go around the lake before you come, and that was only across. Then one day he calls, he said, I come with you to fetch you, but only you and Pichigorsky, the others can go by car, because I have a little boat, you know that, to Ramey, I don't know how to go.
Yes, well, okay.
And he said, he bought a motor, he attached to it, and 10 minutes we were there. You know, it's like this, a big lake.
Yes.
I was here, he was there. But Lucerne, you had to go through to come here. But we saved almost 1 hour and a half. And he used to, he wrote, he came to Birkenstock once to fetch me, but he came, I asked him for tea. Pichigorsky was there, Madame Pichigorsky was now Madame Fournier. And he gave me eventually, not at the same time, he gave me his picture that says, Sergei in Russian, he says, but he doesn't say Birkenstock, Regenstock. Regen means rain.
Yes.
Regenstock, because it was always raining. Even there it was lovely, there was raining.
Yeah.
It was nice, I love that. And this was, this picture was during the war, with books, with music, with shirts, which French stole from my trunk during the war. They decided they will do it and they will blame the Germans. But Germans didn't steal from the private. And there was a Breton, a French elevator boy, say, Mr. Milstein, because I used to stay there, say, don't believe them, they say the Germans did it, French did it. And this was saying, they said, who is that guy? There was this, but I had some shirts, new shirts made in Vienna, gown, pajamas, I had some lovely photographs, Bachhaus, Isaïe, Bachhaus, not very complimentary, but still nice dedication, because I played with him in South America in 1920. He says, to el violinista de lujo, it means to the luxury violinist.
Yeah, that's nice.
He meant it was not very flattering, in my point of view. It means that it has many things, octave steps, but he would say otherwise to a great artist or something. He didn't. Luxury, but I could accept it as a compliment. But I tell you because you don't have to tell anybody else. But that's why, you see, I played with old Rachmaninoff, the Kreutzer Sonata, 5 times, privately, of course. I played with him. We played trios at home.
Well,
Stokowski, but I hope, but don't put everything.
No,
something that belongs to the music. I talk politics also.
Yes, no, we just put in what belongs to the music.
There is now general agreement among the critics that he has matured into one of our greatest musicians. Nathan Milstein has been touring the music world of 4 continents with his violin since he was aged 23, and as a matter of fact, is just back from France, where he was decorated by the French government. Nathan Milstein, his wife Therese, and their 2 daughters, Maria and Jill, live in this building in New York City, just opposite Central Park and near the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Good evening, Mr. Milstein.
Good evening, Mr. Morrow.
Hello, Maria.
Hello.
Maria, what was that you were playing?
It was a piece by Clementi.
Uh-huh. Tell me honestly, does your father make you practice very much?
Well, sometimes yes and sometimes no.
Well, now that's a diplomatic answer, but is it more yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Nathan, I remember Eugene Ormandy telling us that as a boy, he was whipped when he wouldn't practice the violin. That ever happened to you?
I wasn't exactly whipped, but I was forced to play. Since I didn't want to be whipped, I played.
When did you really start to enjoy playing the violin?
I started to study violin when I was 7. I enjoyed it about 5 years later, 6 years later, when I already started to play quite well. I didn't have so much difficulties. It's in the beginning that's so difficult.
The first 5 or 6 years were just drudgery, is that right?
Yes.
Maria, does your father appreciate jazz, or does he need a little encouraging on that kind of music?
Well, he likes some kind of good jazz, but he really needs encouraging.
He does. And you encourage him, do you?
Yes.
Mr. Milstein, what about your wife? How does she take what I imagine must be endless hours of practicing on your part?
I don't practice endlessly, but I think we better go and meet Mrs. Milstein to ask her the question.
Good. Good evening, Mrs. Milstein.
Good evening, Mr. Amaro.
I suppose everyone in a musician's family is expected to play something. What's your instrument?
I used to play the piano, and I used to practice and play it quite seriously. But then when I married Nathan, I gave it up. And not so much because of him, but because of Horowitz. Vladimir Horowitz happens to be his best friend. He'll come often to the house and sit casually at the piano and play many a piece which I used to pound at the piano for hours and years, and it sounded so differently under his fingers. I don't know, it just did something to me, and I understood then that that was the only way to play the piano, and I closed the piano about 11 years ago. I haven't played since.
Well, Mrs. Milstein, you have 2 girls. Where's your other daughter?
Oh, Jill deserted us tonight in favor of younger friends. She's a freshman at Radcliffe this year, and she comes home only every month for a couple of days. And tonight she had the previous engagement for a dinner party and then a ball where we are going to join her later, the junior assemblies. And she was heartbroken because she loves drama and she wants to major in it, and she would have loved to be on television, I know.
Well, but I'm sure that party is much more important than television tonight to her. Tell me, does the Milstein family ever tour with Nathan when he's on the road?
Yes, we go to Europe with him every year, and we spend 5 to 6 months in Europe. But here I very seldom travel with him, except to cities where I happen to have friends, mostly to Philadelphia, Washington, Baltimore, or when he goes to the West Coast, to Los Angeles or San Francisco.
Mr. Milstein, what's the schedule for the rest of the year?
Now, the next concert will be in Carnegie Hall, the first concert, the December 2nd. After that, I go on tour. I will be visiting cities in South, West, East, and Middle West. And that will take me my time up to end of April. Then I go back to Europe to play again.
Well, at least for that Carnegie Hall concert, you won't have to board an aircraft to get there, will you?
No, thank God.
Why, don't you like flying?
I never fly, I'm afraid.
Mr. Milstein, don't you ever find traveling something of a bore, especially when you're rather isolated in a small town somewhere?
I must say, no, I'm not bored in small towns, nor I'm bored on the trains, because I always have something to do. Either I practice the violin, though it's very uncomfortable, still I do some things, and then I read. And in small towns, very often, when you have nothing to see, like a museum in Chicago or in Cleveland or in Washington, I always take my pianist to go to a movie.
Well, you must know all of the movie stars by now, don't you?
I don't know them all by names, but I know some of by names.
Who is your favorite?
My favorite is Marilyn Monroe.
Mrs. Milstein, are you a movie fan, too?
Yes, I am, but not as much as my husband is. I'm more of a theater goer. And sometimes I want to go with him to see a movie, and when he returns from tour, he'd seen them all, so I never have a chance to go with him.
Mr. Milstein, what else, if anything, do you do for relaxation when you're not giving recitals?
I must say that I do some things beside the violin, but that's not exactly for relaxation. It frustrates me. I paint, for instance.
Do you?
Paint. If you don't mind, I'll show you some things that I painted.
Good.
And before that, I think, Maria, you should go to bed
Yes,
now.
I think so too. Let's go.
Good night.
Good night,
Good night,
Maria.
Adam.
Good night.
There is one of the paintings I painted about 2 or 3 years ago, a landscape. I don't know what it is. It must be Vermont, because I love that state.
It's an oil, isn't it?
Vermont.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is another painting which I think is my wife. That's
How long does it take you to do one of those paintings?
generally I can't do longer than 10, 15 minutes, because if I start to work too much on them, I spoil them. Very often friends say, stop it. Sometimes I'm not so careful and I don't stop it and I have to throw them out. But this I kept because it reminds me of my wife.
Well, painting might turn into a profitable career for you, mightn't it?
I don't think so, because for that you have to dedicate yourself.
Do you paint only pictures or other things?
No, I paint landscapes, portraits. I never tried flowers or still life, because then you have to actually have a model. I mean, still life in front of you, but I have no time to create that, to paint. I generally paint landscapes because I remember the landscape and I simply paint them.
I heard a story of your painting something one time that turned out a rather neat profit. Is that right?
Not painting, no.
No?
It was furniture remaking. I bought once in Vermont. I used to go to antique shops. An old washstand for $1.25 or $1.50. And after I finished working on it, 3 weeks later, I sold for $100. That was a good profit.
That's a very neat profit indeed. Mr. Milstein, how many violins do you own?
I own one very good one, and then 2, 3 lesser quality. But those violins I gave to friends of mine to play, younger artists and pupils. But I have only one good, very good Stradivarius. I would like you to see it, if you don't mind.
I know this is a stupid question, but what is it that makes a violin good?
I suppose it's when it's made so well, like Stradivarius made it, because it's very difficult to explain the quality of the instrument. It's like explaining the quality of a painting. There are so many elements. I better show you the violin so that you see by yourself. If there would be color television, you would see the beautiful orange-red varnish on this Stradivarius, which was made in 1716. This is one of the best years of Stradivarius work.
How many did he turn out in that year, Mr. Milstein?
I actually don't know precisely, but I know of about 7, 8 instruments of that year. Actually, the 15th also was very famous. 15 and 16, the best years of his golden period. And this is one of those violins.
Even without color, it's a beautiful instrument. Could we hear it?
Would you like?
Please. Thank you very much. I wish we could stay and listen to you play all evening, sir. Thank you.
How does it sound?
Beautiful.
You like it?
I do indeed. Mrs. Milstein, Nathan was saying before that he doesn't practice too much while he's at home. Does that make it easier or harder for you?
Oh, it's hard to answer. I guess harder. I love to listen to it.
Mr. Milstein, you don't seem to me to be the temperamental type, or am I wrong?
No, you're right. I'm not temperamental, but I have at times, a temper. But that happens very rarely, though. And really, I'm never brought to that mood except by very small, unimportant things. It's not dangerous, then.
I suppose a sense of humor occasionally helps in your business, doesn't it?
That helps very much. That helps very much because without sense of humor, you get frustrated in tours. Music never frustrates you, but that's more the profession, traveling, hotels, restaurants, changing climate. But you get used to it with a little sense of humor, as you say.
Mr. Milstein, it's always intrigued me. Why do so many famous violinists come from Russia?
Oh, I think it's an accident. It's very often people say the Russians are so gifted or something. They are gifted like anybody else will be gifted. Only they have advantage. They had a very famous violin teacher, Professor Auer, in St. Petersburg, now Leningrad. And obviously from small towns, young boys that studied hard, they tried always to go to St. Petersburg to study with him, and they were forced to play hard in practice well to be able to go and be accepted in conservatory where Auer used to give lessons. But otherwise, I think without this incentive, maybe they would not even become violinists.
So music, like everything else, is a matter of great teaching, isn't it?
Well, great teaching and schooling, of course.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Milstein, Mr. Milstein, for letting us come and visit you. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Herr Milstein verträgt sich Virtuosität mit dem letzten künstlerischen Anspruch. Gelegentlich müsste, so scheint mir, der Künstler dem Virtuosen im Wege stehen oder umgekehrt.
Ich finde das nicht. Ich finde, wenn Sie Virtuosität als was Oberflächliches verstehen, dann ist das Verständnis nicht gut. Aber ich finde, dass Virtuosität ist nur eine wunderbare, mehr oder weniger perfekte Form zu sich aussprechen. Zum Beispiel, es gibt doch Virtuosität, in einen Roman zu schreiben, eine Geschichte zu erzählen. Und diese Virtuosität schadet doch nicht den Inhalt. Ich glaube, Musik, wenn es sehr gut spielt, im guten Sinne der Virtuosität, nicht oberflächlich, nur damit das eine Zirkuseffekt, aber eine Brillanz, die in der Musik da ist, manchmal nicht herauskommt, weil der Mann, der spielt oder singt, kann nicht. Verstehen Sie? Aber in diesem Sinn sicher, ich finde, für Virtuosität hilft den Inhalt der Musik.
Die glauben also, dass Virtuosität eigentlich zum künstlerischen Ausdruck notwendig ist, in jedem Fall.
Das Virtuosität ist das Gute im höchsten Grade. Wie so ein Stück, Tolstoi hat wunderbar geschrieben, nicht nur, weil der Inhalt ist wunderbar, aber das ist brillant geschrieben. Ja. Dasselbe von anderen wird das nicht gut gemacht.
Ja. Nur. Herr Milstein, auch der vielseitigste Interpret ist seelisch, zumindest durch seine Veranlagung, vorgeprägt. Also er ist seiner Literatur gegenüber subjektiv. Gibt es Werke, die Ihnen nicht liegen oder die Sie nicht mögen?
Das ja, nicht sehr viele, nein. Es gibt in Orchester Sinfoniemusik, es gibt sogar in Kammermusik weniger. Es gibt in der Kammermusik meistens Sachen, die mir nicht gefallen, weil es gibt so unerhört viel inspirierte Musik, dass wenige inspiriert already schon ist leidet davon. Aber Geigenmusik, selbstverständlich, es gibt nicht viele Bachs, Brahms und Beethovens. Sie haben nicht so viel komponiert, wie die Pianisten haben viel mehr. Beethoven hat unerhörte Klaviersonaten geschrieben für Klavier und er hat für Geige geschrieben mit Klavier, meistens für Klavier. Die sind nicht dieselbe Qualität.
Ja. Nun ist das ja nicht nur eine Frage der Qualität, sondern irgendwie der Einstellung. Gibt es ein Violinkonzert, das Sie ungern spielen oder nicht spielen?
Weil ich nicht gerne die Musik habe. Zum Beispiel Sibelius-Konzerte spiele ich, weil ich nicht gerne habe.
Woran liegt es wohl? Wenn Sie sind ein Urmusikant.
Ich weiß nicht, weil ich finde, dass Sibelius es ist nicht seriöse Musik, finde ich. Das ist für mich, auch die Symphonien, die magen sogar sehr gut gemacht gewesen sein, ich weiß nicht. Aber die Geige zum Beispiel, es gibt einen Moment in dem Konzert von Geige, das für Violine, die sehr ganz ausdrucksvoll und sehr gut ist. Und dann kommt sowas so Vulgäres in Orchestration, prätentiös. Zum Beispiel in dem langsamen Satz, der ist sehr gut beeinflusst von Brahms. Nicht dieselbe Qualität, aber trotzdem plötzlich kommt eine unerhörte, impertinente Orchestration, sagen wir, eine Trombone mit einer Surdine. Damit ist irgendwo, das macht nicht gut für Geige. Schauen Sie, Geigemusik soll nicht, wenn man für Geige ist, besonders wenn der Sibelius geschrieben hat, es war doch nicht so modern noch. Und er machte nur als Effekt das. Schauen Sie, es gibt Leute, die, wenn man gut für Instrument schreibt, darf man doch nicht so schreiben, das Orchester ist überladen. Ich spreche nicht nur von dynamischen, aber auch von klanglich. Man kann nicht orchestrieren so, damit die Geige geht verloren. Beispiel Prokofjew bei seinem ersten Konzert wunderbar orchestriert, wenn er war 18 Jahre oder 19 Jahre 1930. Das zweite Konzert 25 Jahre später ist nicht so gut orchestriert.
Herr Milstein, Sie spielen morgen Abend das Beethoven-Konzert.
Ja.
Spielt dieses Stück in Ihrem Repertoire eine besondere Rolle?
Also selbstverständlich. Das ist doch das braucht doch nicht zu fragen. Schauen Sie, das ist das eine, überhaupt von allen Konzerten, Geige, Cello, Klavier, das ist ein ganz besonderes Stück. Sogar mit Klavierkonzerten. Ich glaube, dieses Konzert kann man gleich ruhig bestellen, daneben den G-Dur, des vierten. Das ist doch das. Das Geige, wer in Literatur hat, die solche Sachen nicht. Brahms Konzert ist auch wunderbar. Auch. Es gibt andere Konzerte, große Symphoniekonzerte sogar, also wie Beethoven, Brahms, gibt nicht mehr. Doch.
Nicht sehr viel, ja.
Ich gibt, aber viel schwächer. Tchaikovsky, ich habe sehr gerne, aber doch viel schwächer wie das andere.
Ja, das ist richtig. Sie haben, glaube ich, kaum Unterricht gegeben. Hatten Sie nie das Bedürfnis, wenigstens das Erlernbare an Ihrem Geigespiel weiterzugeben?
Wollen Sie meine ernste, richtige Antwort? Nein. Ich finde, jedermann muss suchen, was er braucht, was er will. Ich finde, für Kunstedukation, das Lehre ist nicht so gut. Man muss so wie in der Religion, man muss suchen selber.
Haben Sie selber suchen müssen?
Selbstverständlich. Ich habe überhaupt keinen Professor gehabt, seit ich war 13 Jahren. Vielleicht das ist schade, aber trotzdem, ich habe 13 Jahre schon, mein Professor ist aus Russland weggefahren, der Professor Leopold Dauer, und ich habe nie mehr studiert. Ich habe ein paar Monate, weil Isai war, und er hat mir nicht gezeigt. Wir haben Kammermusik zusammengespielt.
Und Sie meinen, man müsste seinen Weg auch ohne Lehrer finden, wenn man ihn...
Wenn man will. Und das ist das Einzige, glaube ich. Lehrer kann ein bisschen. First ist es sehr, sehr angenehm, wenn jemanden haben, mit wem man kann über Musik sprechen. Verstehen Sie? Das ist sehr gut. Aber braucht man nicht einen Lehrer. Sie können einen Studenten, einen gescheiten Künstler oder nicht unbedingt einen Musiker sogar. Das ist wichtig. Aber dass ein Lehrer ein bisschen, wenn man nach 13, 14, 15, ich glaube, Lehrer ist nicht mehr so gut. Man glaubt, nur mit Lehrern muss man muss selbst suchen. Ja. Schauen Sie, man kann schon viel, wenn man 15 ist. Man soll können viel, mechanisch.
Wenn man wie Sie mit 4 angefangen hat.
Na, 4 habe ich nicht, aber 7, das ist genug. Nach 3 Jahren kann man schon gut Geige spielen. Mechanisch, nicht künstlerisch. Ja. Und da muss man suchen selber, so technisch. Ja. Technik ist nicht nur Mechanismus. Es gibt Leute, die haben wunderbare Mechanismus und nicht gute Technik, weil sie wissen nicht, was damit anzufangen.
Eine andere Frage. Wenn Sie die ganze Arbeit hinter sich haben, wenn Sie am Abend auf dem Podium stehen, ist das für Sie nicht, auch wenn man es beherrscht, eine Art Spiel im höchsten Sinn?
Nein, das verstehe ich nicht. Höchstens Spiel ist Spiel. Spiel, das ist, glauben Sie mir, ich weiß nicht über alle anderen. Für mich ein Konzert zu spielen, am Podium sein, muss sagen, ich bin furchtbar aufgeregt von dem Konzert. Ich bin beinahe krank. Am Podium, schon im Künstlerzimmer, ich bin gesund. Aber ich bin so wie ein, ich weiß nicht, ob solche religiöse Männer sind da, die zum Papst gehen und wird eine Konversation haben. Und er will was sagen, dass vielleicht wird das zu dem Gespräch was bringen. Verstehen Sie? Wenn ich komme, das heißt nicht, dass ich kann. Das meine ich möchte das. Ja. Aber wenn man, das ist nicht dasselbe Spiel. Ich spiele doch, ich mache Musik.
Ist doch wohl die Summe der Qualitäten des Komponisten und des Interpreten.
Ja.
Wie hoch schätzen Sie den Anteil des Interpreten ein?
Man kann nicht vergleichen. Die Dose, ich glaube, das ist nicht so wichtig. Die Hauptsache, selbstverständlich, der Mann, der das Ihnen ein Stück komponiert oder komponiert nicht für Sie, sonst muss Sie spielen, existiert so und so. Aber es kann existieren sehr arm. Schon ein Beethoven-Konzert, wenn man das nicht sehr gut spielt, das ist kein gutes Konzert. Man weiß das nicht, ob das gut ist oder nicht.
Das meine ich aber gerade.
Aber dann, aber das kann man nicht
es gibt
wie sagt man das? Man kann nicht
teilen.
Ja.
Also, aber es gibt doch Stücke, deren kompositorische Qualitäten beim ersten Durchsehen gar nicht so groß sind. Erst wenn sich ein großer Geiger die Hand nimmt, dann wird es
haben Sie eine gute Frage gestellt, ohne die Frage zu stellen. Ich finde, ein sehr guter Virtuose, Künstler, macht mehr und kann viel mehr beweisen, wenn er eine schlechte Musik spielt. Die gute Musik muss man nur beherrschen, man muss empfinden. Da muss man viel mehr schöpfen. Ein schwaches Stück kann man die Musik wird nicht besser, aber die Leute bemerken nicht die Fehler und die Schwächen und sogar manchmal Vulgarität.
Ja.
Im Gegenteil, wenn man ein großes Stück spielt, wenn man ziemlich gut spielt, sagt man, gutes Konzert, schön gut gespielt. Die nehmen keine Sterne vom Himmel, aber es war ein Kollege von mir, der hat meistens am besten sich gezeigt, wenn er kleine Sachen, unbedeutende, aber das hat er gespielt, so wie niemand. Und ich muss sagen, mit diesen Sachen, ich kann sehr oft mehr Freude haben, wie jemand, der spielt gute, große Musik und das ist so neutral, so uninteressant ist.